Bitter melon soup with minced pork is one of those dishes that, despite its name, offers far more than you'd expect at first glance. While the bitter melon's sharp, herbal bitterness might seem intimidating, it's precisely what gives the soup its unique character, a depth that's both invigorating and rejuvenating. This soup, with its hearty filling of minced pork and the unique contrast of bitter melon, offers a cleansing, detoxifying experience that leaves you feeling refreshed and deeply nourished. It's the kind of dish that grows on you, becoming more rewarding with each bite as you appreciate the balance of flavors and the healing properties packed into every spoonful. To start, choose your bitter melon carefully. Fresh, firm melons are ideal, green, with a bit of texture to their surface. Bitter melon has a characteristic bumpy skin, and it should feel solid, not soft. Slice it lengthwise and scrape out the seeds to reveal the hollow center. If the bitterness is too intense for you, you can lightly salt the melon slices and set them aside for about 10 minutes to draw out some of the bitterness, then rinse it off. This step is optional but can make the melon a bit milder for those who are new to its flavor. Next, prepare the stuffing for the melon. Minced pork is the perfect filling here, not too heavy, but rich enough to balance the bitterness of the melon. Season the pork with a bit of salt, pepper, and minced garlic, and for a little extra flavor, you can add finely chopped onions, a touch of fish sauce, and a bit of sesame oil. Mix everything together until it's well combined. Gently stuff the bitter melon halves with the minced pork mixture, pressing it in carefully without overstuffing. You want the pork to fit snugly but not overflow, just enough to make a satisfying bite. Once the melon is stuffed, it's time to prepare the broth. In a pot, bring water or low-sodium chicken stock to a gentle simmer. Add a few slices of ginger to bring a little warmth and aromatic spice to the broth. Ginger pairs perfectly with bitter melon, helping to tone down the bitterness while adding a light, warming element that complements the richness of the pork. Some people like to add a splash of soy sauce or fish sauce to enhance the savory depth of the broth, but remember, the goal is to keep the flavors clean and fresh, not overpowering. Gently place the stuffed bitter melon into the simmering broth. Let it cook slowly, allowing the melon to soften and absorb the savory broth while the pork cooks through. The beauty of this soup lies in the way the bitter melon tenderizes, turning slightly translucent and giving up its distinctive flavor into the broth. The stuffing of minced pork blends perfectly with the melon, infusing the soup with a savory richness, while the bitterness of the melon cuts through the richness, keeping the soup light and refreshing. Simmer the soup for about 30 to 40 minutes, or until the melon is soft but still holds its shape, and the broth has taken on a subtle, deep flavor. As it cooks, take the time to taste and adjust the seasoning. A little extra salt or a splash of soy sauce might be all that's needed to bring the flavors into balance. Some people like to add a squeeze of fresh lime juice at the end for an added layer of brightness, which can really bring out the flavor of the melon. The soup should have a clean, earthy taste with a hint of sweetness from the pork, a light bitterness from the melon, and a savory depth from the broth. When the soup is ready, ladle it into bowls. The stuffed melon pieces should float gently in the broth, soft and tender, their skin a deep green. The pork should be cooked through, and the broth clear yet rich with flavor. It's a beautiful sight, the deep green of the melon against the warm, golden broth. You can garnish the soup with fresh herbs like cilantro or green onions for a touch of brightness and color. The herbs add a final layer of freshness that elevates the dish, giving it an aromatic quality that complements the natural bitterness of the melon. Eating this soup is an experience, a kind of quiet nourishment that goes beyond simple sustenance. The bitterness of the melon, while sharp at first, gives way to a pleasant complexity as the soup develops. The minced pork, tender and flavorful, balances out the bitterness, creating a satisfying depth of flavor without overwhelming the senses. The broth is light but full of nuance, the perfect backdrop to highlight the fresh, natural flavors of the melon and pork. Each bite feels like a small reset, cleansing and revitalizing as you enjoy the full spectrum of tastes. The bitterness of the melon offers a detoxifying quality, helping to stimulate digestion and cleanse the system, while the pork adds protein and richness, making it a well-rounded, satisfying meal. What's truly remarkable about this soup is its ability to nourish both the body and the soul. It's a dish that feels like a natural antidote to the heaviness of modern life, offering a clean, vibrant energy that leaves you feeling lighter, clearer, and more in tune with your body's needs. It's rich in vitamin C, antioxidants, and other nutrients, making it not only a comforting meal but also a restorative one. Sharing this soup with others is an act of care. It's a dish that speaks to the value of whole, nourishing ingredients, nothing too fancy, nothing overdone. It's a meal that says, here's something good for you, something that will make you feel better inside and out. The simplicity of it, the earthiness of the pork, and the unique, refreshing bitterness of the melon all come together in a way that feels almost therapeutic. It's a reminder that sometimes the best things come in the most unassuming packages, a lesson in the power of simplicity and balance. So, take your time with this dish. Prepare it slowly, allowing the flavors to develop as you go. Taste and adjust until it feels just right. And when you finally sit down to enjoy it, let it remind you that the best kind of food is the kind that nurtures, restores, and makes you feel alive.